The most dangerous man is he who makes himself appear as harmless as possible. He observes all, but reveals nothing. His silence is a weapon. Sun Tzu. Chapter 1. Voin, the invisible leash. Blind trust? A dangerous fantasy. Your closest relationships, your most intimate bonds, they are battlegrounds. You are always being measured. The world tells you love is blind. They tell you trust is built on open books and shared vulnerabilities. This is a lie. Understood what Machiavelli understood, what most still refuse to see. Power is always in play, especially in the most intimate spaces. You believe you are building a partnership. You are actually undergoing constant evaluation. This assessment happens whether you see it or not. Every interaction becomes a test. Every casual request, every boundary you attempt to set, every moment of weakness you show. These are not just casual exchanges or simple asks. They are covert probes. They are silent assessments of your true value. They measure your compliance. They gauge your limits. They don't tell you the rules of engagement. They never announce the score. You just feel the subtle, creeping shift, the tightening of an invisible leash around your neck. The gradual, almost imperceptible erosion of your personal space and your self-respect. You lose ground without a fight. Watch what happens when you concede a small point. A minor inconvenience to your schedule. A boundary you previously thought was firm, but then allowed to bend. They will inevitably push again. They will test that new softer limit. Your perceived weakness becomes their immediate leverage, a tool they will instinctively use. This isn't conscious malice from their side. It's rarely a deliberate, calculated attack. Instead, it's a primal, almost instinctual dance. A subconscious drive to establish a hierarchy, to find the absolute limits of your self-respect, to see exactly how much you will give, how much you will tolerate before you finally break. Think about the casual comment, the joke that stings just a little too much, the subtle dismissal of your feelings when you try to express them. You are being measured in these moments. Your reaction is being logged deep in their subconscious. Your boundaries are constantly under attack. Even when you don't realize, the war has begun. Here's how you lose yourself, piece by piece. You begin to over-explain your positions. You justify your needs. You actively seek their understanding, their validation. Every time you explain yourself, you move from an offensive, self-assured position to a defensive, pleading one. The moment they know you need their understanding, they have immediate, potent leverage over you. If you announce your boundaries with a grand, verbal declaration, they often become immediate targets. They transform into challenges to be overcome. People will openly disrespect them simply because you gave them a clear line to cross. But if you quietly enforce those boundaries, if you simply walk away or cease engagement from anything that breaches your line, there's nothing to argue with. There's only the undeniable consequence of your action. What Sun Tzu understood is that while knowing your enemy and their tactics is crucial for victory, knowing yourself, your true strength, your lines, your non-negotiables is paramount. You must first deeply understand your own value, your own limits, your own core. Only then can you truly identify these covert attacks and defend against them effectively. Right now, in your relationships, you are being tested, you are being weighed, you are being judged by standards you didn't even know existed. And without this awareness, you are likely failing these silent trials without even knowing the game is being played. This constant, unacknowledged evaluation drains your mental energy. It subtly shifts your focus from your own goals to managing their perceptions. It forces you to react constantly instead of proactively shaping your own life. Nothing leaks accidentally. Nothing drains without purpose. Everything compounds, slowly building or destroying your power. You need to see these tests for precisely what they are, not as signs of affection, disguised demands, or normal give and take, but as hidden mechanisms of control, as insidious tools designed to diminish your power, your confidence, and ultimately, your place in their world. But there's another kind of test, one that weaponizes your own words against you, one that makes you question your own memory, your own sanity, one that keeps you constantly off balance. What is it? Chapter 2, The Boundary Probe. Boundary probes. She tests your limits. Your world shrinks, not with battle, but with subtle retreat. Each concession, a step backward. There are many kinds of covert tests, each designed to dismantle you. While some twist your perception, others are more primal. These are the boundary probes. She does not attack your walls head-on. She tests their strength, looking for soft spots, the places you will give ground. She pushes lightly, observing your reaction. This is how your world shrinks. Each small concession, each minor disrespect becomes a new baseline. Your boundaries are not lines, they are living things. When you allow them to be breached, they wither. You lose ground, you lose power. Sigmund Freud understood that much human behavior, especially in relationships, operates beneath conscious view. These tests are rarely announced. They are subconscious probes, executed by instinct, seeking weakness without explicit intent. She might not even realize it, but the effect on you is the same. It is a fundamental mechanism of control. Think about the small things. She arrives late, again with a flimsy excuse. She cancels plans last minute for something better, expecting your understanding. She borrows without asking or makes a dismissive comment about your choices. These are not mistakes, these are data points. She watches you. Does your face betray annoyance? Do you protest? Or do you simply absorb the slight, rationalizing it? Your response, or lack thereof, becomes a blueprint for future behavior. She learns precisely how much you will endure, how far she can push, before encountering resistance. The strategy is escalation. The first test is never the final one. If a small breach goes unchecked, the next will be larger. The strategy's escalation. The first test is never the final one. If a small breach goes unchecked, the next will be larger. She might then forget an important appointment you made, or change plans for your weekend without consulting you, simply announcing the new schedule. Perhaps she will make a private joke about your aspirations in front of others, framing it as light-hearted teasing. Each instance is a new push, a new probe, testing the elasticity of your self-respect, your boundaries, and your patience. Your silence, your reluctant compliance, your internal frustration that never surfaces, these are all affirmations to her. They tell her the ground is soft. Think about the slow erosion, not a sudden rock slide, but the constant drip of water carving out stone over time. Every time you allow a boundary to be crossed, every time you swallow a slight, you are not maintaining peace. You are sacrificing a piece of yourself, a piece of your personal territory. You are signaling that your inner world, your time, your preferences are open for negotiation, open for invasion. This leads to a creeping resentment within you, a quiet fury that can poison every interaction. You begin to walk on eggshells, anticipating the next breach, the next minor insult, the next demand disguised as an innocent request. You are no longer navigating your relationship. You are defending against it. What happens when you fail these tests? You lose your footing, you lose your voice. Your identity starts to merge with what she tolerates, not what you truly are. Your interests diminish, your friendships fray, your time becomes her time. She begins to decide what movies you watch, what restaurants you visit, even what clothes you should wear. Slowly, insidiously, your autonomy is stripped away. Not through direct command, but through 1,000 tiny victories she achieved while you were looking the other way, while you were rationalizing, while you were afraid to make waves. Your life becomes an extension of her preferences, a satellite orbiting her sun, Here's how you counter this. The moment the probe occurs, the instant you feel that prick of disrespect, that subtle challenge to your space or your will, you must respond. Swiftly, calmly, and without explanation. If she forgets your appointment, you do not adjust your schedule. You state, "I had plans. I will not be doing that." If she makes a dismissive comment, you simply look her in the eye and say, "That is not acceptable." Do not elaborate. Do not justify. Do not defend. The moment you offer an explanation, you open the door for debate, for manipulation, for her to twist your words. You are not asking for permission, you are setting a perimeter. Consider the wisdom of Sun Tzu, who taught that knowing yourself is as important as knowing your enemy. What he understood is that your internal map of boundaries must be crystal clear. If you don't know where your lines are, how can you expect anyone else to respect them? Your response must be like a rock in a stream, unmoving. It is not about anger or confrontation. It is about establishing a clear, non-negotiable limit. If she sees a wall, she knows where to stop. If she sees a fence, she will climb it. If she sees nothing, she will walk right through you. If you announce your boundaries, people will argue. They will challenge, they will try to find the loopholes. But if you quietly and consistently enforce them, without fanfare, without anger, there's nothing to argue about. There is only a consequence. Your time is yours. Your choices are yours. Your friends are yours. When these boundaries are tested, you enforce them with action, not words. You simply choose not to participate in the disrespectful behavior. She will learn that probing your limits leads not to compliance, but to immediate, quiet disengagement from her demands. This is the only language she will understand. But there's another hidden mechanism, a deeper snare that pulls you in, one that uses your own desire for connection against you, turning your hope into a leash. What is it? Chapter 3, The Loyalty Siphon. Beware the siphon. It drains your purpose, your power, disguised as devotion. Learn its insidious methods, or watch your empire crumble for another's whim. This is the loyalty siphon, a subtle, relentless pull on your energy, your focus, your very existence. It hides behind words like support, connection, being there for me, but it is nothing more than a test of your availability, your willingness to sacrifice your own path for hers. Julius Caesar, a man who built an empire on unwavering purpose, knew that every concession, every diverted resource was a potential weakness. He understood that a leader's attention is his most precious commodity, not to be squandered on trivial demands, but meticulously invested in conquest and consolidation of power. This test drains you slowly. It starts with small requests, a late-night call, a quick favor, an interruption to your work. Each demand is framed as urgent, vital, something only you can provide. It's designed to make you feel indispensable, to make you believe that your value is tied to your constant readiness to serve her immediate whims. Watch what happens when you start prioritizing her emotional comfort above your own commitments. Your projects stall, your friends fade, your ambition blurs. You become a resource, an emotional comfort animal, a personal assistant on demand. Your life contracts, shrinking to fit the confines of her perceived needs, all while she quietly observes your compliance. This is not genuine connection, it's a power play. She wants to see if you will abandon your purpose, your friends, your peace, just to alleviate her fleeting discomfort or fulfill her manufactured wants. Your sacrifice is her measure of your love, your loyalty, and your willingness to give it all away is a green light for her to take more. Think about this. You are focused on a critical task, something that moves you forward. Her text arrives, "I'm bored. Can you pick this up for me? I just need to talk right now." She creates a vacuum and waits to see if you will rush to fill it, leaving your own work unfinished, your own progress stalled. Here's the counter-move. Master the art of the soft refusal. Not an angry rejection, not a long explanation, but a quiet, firm redirection. Your time is finite, your energy is a resource to be guarded. You don't need to justify your boundaries, you simply exist within them. When she demands your immediate attention, you respond not with compliance, but with your own terms. I can do that at X time, or I'm committed right now, but I'll check in later. You offer a controlled portion on your schedule, not an instant surrender. This shows you are not her puppet, not on her leash. Theodore Roosevelt, a champion of strenuous action, spoke often of the man in the arena. He knew that true strength came from within, from the relentless pursuit of one's own battles, not from constantly tending to the perceived needs of others. He understood that a man who dedicates his entire being to serving external demands eventually finds himself with nothing left to give, not even to himself. Most men will explain. They will apologize, rationalize, feel guilty for not dropping everything. They will say, I would, but giving her an opening to negotiate, to push, to test their resolve. This instantly puts you on the defensive, exposing your boundaries as negotiable. But if you simply state your reality, I'm busy then, I have other plans, that doesn't work for me right now, without apology or justification, there's nothing for her to attack. There's no weakness to exploit, no guilt to weaponize. Your life proceeds, uninterrupted by her demands. Your quiet, consistent prioritization of your own mission, your own schedule, sends a clear signal. You are not an available resource. You are a force with its own trajectory. She learns that if she wants a piece of your time, she must respect your existing structure, not demand you dismantle it. This isn't about ignoring her. It's about holding your ground. It's about teaching her that your value is in your purpose, your strength, your leadership, not in your subservience. You don't give up who you are to prove your loyalty. You prove your loyalty by remaining true to your path. But there's an even more insidious test they deploy, one that targets your deepest fears and insecurities, forcing you to reveal your emotional weak points. What is it? Chapter 4, The Emotional Bait. Emotional bait. They don't merely test your limits, they probe your very soul. This subtle venom exposes your desperate need for their validation. Observe how they wield it. They don't just test your boundaries, they test your emotional stability. This is the emotional bait. It is a subtle, corrosive tactic designed to expose your need for their validation, your insecurity, your desperate desire for control. They drop a small venomous comment about a past relationship, or mention an admirer, or simply go cold for a few hours. They wait for your reaction. This test is a drain. It forces you into a defensive posture, demanding explanations, chasing reassurance. Every moment you spend trying to fix their manufactured drama is a moment stolen from your purpose, your path. It weakens your frame, showing them you are easily manipulated, easily distracted. You lose focus, you lose control. Watch what happens when she hints at leaving, or mentions how happy her ex is now, or seems distant after a perfect day. Your gut clenches, your mind races. You feel the urge to pursue, to ask, to fix. This is the bait. Your anxiety is their leverage. Your emotional response is the data they collect. The strategy here is simple. Starve the beast. When they try to pull you into their emotional drama, you remain unreactive. You observe. You acknowledge without engaging. A detached nod, a calm, neutral response. You give no fuel to their fire. You offer no validation to their play. If you jump at every emotional lure, you teach them that their instability controls your peace. But if you stand firm, if you remain unshakable, there's nothing for them to hook. There's no drama for them to escalate. Your calm becomes their frustration, their tool rendered useless. Think about the sheer discipline required to master this. Cardinal Richelieu, chief minister to Louis XIII, understood the power of emotional control in the highest stakes. He advised his king to remain impassive, to never betray his true feelings, especially in times of crisis or personal attack. He knew that the moment you show your hand emotionally, you give your opponents a weapon. What Richelieu understood? is that emotional displays are weaknesses. They are signals that you can be swayed, that you can be swayed, that you can be provoked. The masters of power, the silent operators, they present a blank canvas. Their inner world is their own, untouchable, impervious to the petty provocations of others. This emotional stoicism is not about being cold, it's about being strategic. It's about constraining your energy for the battles that matter. Warren Buffett famously said, "Never invest in a business you cannot understand." You should apply this same principle to emotional investments. Do not invest your emotions into a drama you did not create, a game whose rules you do not control. Your emotional capital is finite. Every time you react to their bait, you spend some of that capital on their agenda, not yours. You are giving them a piece of your inner world, a piece of your peace. You are exposing the fault lines in your composure. Here's how you shut it down. When the emotional bait is dropped, you respond with logistical questions or you pivot back to your purpose. Is there something specific you need to discuss? Or, I appreciate you sharing, but I have to focus on X right now. You don't ignore them, but you refuse to play their game. You do not ask why they are acting that way. You do not offer solutions to a problem that isn't real. You do not chase. You do not explain. You simply shift the focus. You make it clear that your time, your energy, your emotional space is sacred, and it is not a playground for their manufactured instability. This is a test of your internal locus of control. Do you derive your emotional state from within? Or do you allow external manipulation to dictate your feelings? The answer reveals your true strength or your ultimate weakness. They are watching for the flinch. They are waiting for the chase. They are probing for the vulnerability. But there is one final, ultimate test. One that doesn't just probe your weaknesses, but actively tries to dismantle your entire existence. What is it? Chapter 5, The Primal Algorithm. The primal algorithm, a silent program designed to dismantle you. They seek not weakness, but control, a complete stripping of your identity. This is not just another test. This is the primal algorithm, running deep within their subconscious, a silent program designed to dismantle your very existence. They are not simply looking for weakness. They are searching for control, for a guarantee that you will serve their need for security and dominance. This ultimate test seeks to strip away your identity, one piece at a time, until you are nothing more than a reflection of their desires. They will slowly, subtly start to question your pursuits, your ambitions, your friendships, your personal time. Everything that makes you, you, will come under scrutiny. It starts with concern, disguised as love. Are you sure that project isn't taking too much of your time? Or those friends? Do they really have your best interest at heart? They plant seeds of doubt, watching for the first sign of hesitation. Watch what happens when you commit to something outside their orbit. A new hobby, a business venture, even spending more time with your family. They will not attack it directly. Instead, they will create subtle friction, small inconveniences, or emotional demands that pull you away. This is a quiet war for your attention, your energy, and ultimately your direction in life. This primal algorithm aims to make you choose between your authentic self and their perceived approval. They want you to abandon your path, your purpose, your very essence for their comfort. They will not tell you this directly. They don't even know it themselves. It is an instinctual drive to secure a predictable and dependent partner. Here's how you disarm this. You do not explain your passion. You do not defend your choices. You do not negotiate your personal space. You simply maintain your course, silently, unwaveringly. Every time they probe, every time they try to pull you off your trajectory, you meet it with a quiet, firm continuation of your own path. If you announce your new venture with excitement, people will feel entitled to critique it, to offer unsolicited advice, or to plant seeds of doubt. But if you quietly build, letting your actions speak louder than any pre-announce, there's nothing for them to grab onto. Your momentum becomes its own shield. Napoleon Bonaparte once stated, The strong man is the man who can stand alone. What he understood is that true power comes from an internal locus of control, from the unwavering conviction in one's own path, regardless of external validation or subtle attempts at sabotage. Your strength is in your self-containment. This is not about being stubborn. It is about preserving your core. Their tests are not personal attacks, but rather a primitive data collection process. They are assessing your malleability, your internal resilience, and whether you possess the strength to resist their unconscious programming. They are looking for the yes man or the yes woman. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What he understood is that your inner state is your ultimate fortress, impenetrable to external probes if you maintain discipline. Do not let their anxieties become your reality. The primal algorithm seeks to consolidate resources, your time, your attention, your emotional energy. By slowly eroding your boundaries and questioning your decisions, they aim to redirect these resources towards themselves. They want to be the center of your universe. Unconsciously believing this makes them safe. Your strategy is to become untestable. Your value is inherent, not granted by their approval or contingent on their peace of mind. You cannot negotiate with a primal instinct. You can only become immune to its programming. They will learn that your boundaries are unyielding. Fail this final test, and you will find yourself living a life designed by another. Your dreams will be deferred, your energy drained, and your sense of self slowly eroded into instability. Your existence will become an echo of their needs. But there is a path to freedom, a way to reclaim your narrative and force them to adapt or to reveal their true intentions. What does it demand of you? Chapter 6, The Unyielding Stone. The unyielding stone. A prince must learn to absorb every blow, every subtle probe. Your resolve will be tested. I shall show you how to become impenetrable. It demands you become the unyielding stone. You must absorb every blow, every subtle probe, every emotional test, not by fighting back, but by offering no surface to grip. Her attempts to control you are like waves crashing against a cliff. They can only erode what is soft. Your goal is to be impenetrable, to reflect her energy back into her own frustration. To master this, you first learn to feel the pressure without reacting. She will present a small, seemingly innocent request that subtly violates a boundary. She will deliver a backhanded compliment designed to elicit an insecure response. She will create a crisis, then watch your behavior for signs of weakness, for any indication that you can be swayed by her drama. Watch what happens when you simply do nothing. When she tries to provoke a reaction, a justification, an explanation, and you provide none. Your silence becomes a mirror, forcing her to confront the absurdity of her own efforts. Your calm, unmoving presence strips her of the feedback she needs to calibrate her next attack. She thrives on your emotional engagement, your need to clarify. This is why your response must be absolute indifference. Not anger, not debate, not a sigh of resignation. Just a neutral, unbothered acceptance of her words, followed by no change in your course. You acknowledge the sound, but you do not internalize the meaning she intends. Her emotional darts find no purchase, they simply fall to the ground. Genghis Khan, the architect of an empire, understood the power of an unyielding advance. He did not waste time negotiating with those who sought to test his resolve. He simply moved forward, overwhelming them with his consistent, undeniable force. His campaigns demonstrated that true power resides in the unwavering execution of your will, overriding all attempts to deflect or hinder it. Consider the small request test. She asks you to deviate from your plans for a trivial reason, claiming it's just for a moment. She expects you to bend to sacrifice your time to prove your allegiance. You respond with a simple, "That doesn't work for me." No apology, no elaborate excuse, just a statement of fact. You are the immovable object. Then there is the guilt trip, disguised as concern for your well-being or the needs of others. Are you sure you want to be so cold about this? Don't you care about X? Her words are designed to activate your empathy, to make you feel bad for holding your ground. You must recognize this as a trap. Your care is not for her to manipulate. When she tries to push your boundaries, testing how far she can go before you break, you do not issue warnings. You do not issue warnings. You do not explain your rules. You simply enforce them. She moves your belonging. You quietly move it back. She oversteps in conversation. You simply end the conversation. Your boundaries are not suggestions. They are lines in the sand enforced with quiet, decisive action. Most men will explain themselves, trying to make her understand their position, hoping for her approval. They fall into the trap of justification, handing her the very tools she needs to dissect their arguments and find weaknesses. But when you offer no justification, there is nothing to attack. There is only your reality, solid and unchanging. Leonardo da Vinci, a master observer of the natural world and human anatomy, understood that to truly comprehend something, you must detach yourself from its immediate emotional impact. You must study its mechanics, its pressures, its movements, without becoming entangled in its drama. What he understood is that understanding the forces at play allows you to master them, rather than be mastered by them. This is not about winning an argument. It is about establishing a new operating system. She must learn, through consistent, emotionless feedback, that her old methods no longer work. Her manipulation relies on your fear, your guilt, your desire for approval. When those levers are removed, her control collapses. Her panic will reveal her true intentions. When her covert tests fail, she will escalate. Her subtle probes will become overt demands. Her veiled criticisms will turn into open accusations. This is the moment she shows her hand, proving that her initial charm was merely a facade for her need to dominate. You will have reclaimed your narrative, forcing her to adapt to your reality, or to expose her true, controlling self for all to see. Chapter 7. The Sovereign Self. Her mask, it drops. Your victory, however, lies not in argument, but in cultivating a self impenetrable. Become a force unyielding. This is the sovereign self. Her mask drops when her tests fail. Her manufactured charm evaporates. She scrambles for control, exposed, vulnerable. You have forced her hand. The foundation has shifted. Your victory is not in winning arguments, but in refusing her game. Cultivate a self so stable, her probes find no purchase. You are no longer a target. You are a force unyielding. This is the sovereign self. To embody this, seal your internal leaks. Every emotional reaction, every explanation, every bid for approval drains your power. These are the weak points she seeks, where her influence penetrates. Consider the ruthless focus required to build an empire. This self-mastery demands you cut away all that does not serve your purpose. Dismiss distractions, ignore provocations, refuse battles designed only to waste your energy. Friedrich Nietzsche understood that true strength comes from within, from a deliberate act of self-creation. Become who you are, he wrote, not who others expect or who they try to mold you into. Your values, your ambitions, your very existence must be self-derived. Build a fortress against external pressures. From this place, her covert tests are transparent, her manipulations lose their sting. She cannot bait you with manufactured drama. Because your attention is fixed on your own trajectory, there is nothing for her to seize. Think about the most successful architects of their own reality. They did not achieve greatness by reacting to every critic. They forged their path with unshakable belief in their vision. They dismissed the noise, the doubts, as irrelevant static. This is the power of a contained self. You are not defined by her projections, her insecurities, or her attempts to diminish you. You are defined by your own actions, your own silence, your unwavering commitment to your personal truth. Every interaction tests her composure, not yours. She will search for the crack, the moment you flinch, the sign that her influence still holds. But when she finds nothing but a solid, impassive wall, her attempts will grow desperate, cruder. This is when her weakness is most apparent, her game fully exposed. This level of self-possession isn't about being cold, it is about being strategic. Your emotional energy is currency. Do not spend it on those who seek to devalue you. Guard it fiercely, investing only in what compounds your strength, your vision. Steve Jobs, in his relentless pursuit of simplicity and excellence, understood the absolute necessity of focus. He famously said, "Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do." What he truly grasped is that clarity comes from ruthless elimination, from shielding your core intent from extraneous demands and opinions. Your life is a canvas, and you are the sole artist. Every reaction is a brushstroke, every choice a color. When you allow her tests to dictate your responses, she is painting on your canvas, creating a distorted image of her own design. Reclaim the brush, reclaim the vision. So let her test, let her probe, let her reveal her desperation, because with every failed attempt, she only strengthens your resolve, solidifies your boundaries, and illuminates the path to your absolute, unyielding sovereignty. The ultimate power lies not in controlling others, but in being utterly uncontrollable yourself. Become a closed system. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out,